Hi, Mudhugger here, and welcome to the new fitting video for our brand new MK2 Rear Hugger. It's been 3 years in the making, and we've incorporated all the sort of improvements and design ideas we'd had to basically improve on the original rear mudguard. In simple terms, it's stiffer and stronger, it's rubber mounted, that'll help damp the movement of the hugger itself and makes it much more stable on the bike. We've incorporated a Velcro fitting system, which means it's quick release now, take it on and off as you want. And we've also built into it an optional front extension which protects your bottom bracket area and pivot points and derailleur if you've got one. But more on that when we show you how to fit it. The final point to make is, as with all of our mudguards, it's made from recycled plastic, which at the end of its life you can recycle again. Okay, so how to fit it. Supplied with the hugger, you'll get 2 thin strips of rubber self-adhesive, and these need to be stuck onto the bottom of each foot. You simply peel off the backing, stick them in. The next thing to do is actually get the hugger and put it on the bike and use roughly a finger's width between the tyre and the hugger, and that's pretty much the perfect position for the mudguard to sit. Mark on your stays these 2 points, both sides, and that will tell you where to put the protective helicopter tape, which the hugger needs to sit on, otherwise you'll just wreck your frame. Okay, so once you've got the heli tape in place, and there is a separate video just on how to do that, go into a lot more detail, it's time to really decide whether you want to fit the front extension piece. It's simply push and click. If you don't want it on at all, you can literally just trim it straight off so you don't see all this sort of unsightly click system. You can leave it off if you want to, but we'd recommend just click it in. Get the hugger back on the bike and have a look to see how it actually sits. Now it's clear it's straight away fouling on this part of the swing arm here, on the chain stays, so we need to trim that, and it's really easy to do. Kitchen scissors, carefully look at where you want to trim it down. Have a look even better if you let the air out your rear suspension and cycle the suspension to see how the different parts interact with each other, and then carefully cut it down to suit. If you're not 100% sure, it's best to take a little off, test it and work that way, because once you've cut it you can't add it back on. So that's as it'll come in the packet, that long. Now I know on this one, which I'd already trimmed down, I've taken it down to that sort of size. Some bikes it just can't be fitted to. There could be strange braces in here which just won't allow it, but most bikes you'll be able to get some sort of working attachment, and it really does make a difference. It keeps a load of stuff off the back here and off these pivot points in particular, and keep them running for a lot longer for you. Okay, so it's now time to actually sit the hugger on the bike using the Velcro straps. They're rubber one side, gripping hook and loop the other, with a buckle at one end. We'd recommend having the buckle on the inside, and you'll see why in a minute. Push them through the slots with the rubber side down. Get all 4 on first. Okay, so once all 4 are on, slide it into position, just really loosely do up the Velcro. At this point, it's really worth considering whether the hugger needs to be trimmed in its length. The perfect distance is a vertical line from the very back end of your tyre straight up under the hugger. This is the large version, a bit too big for this bike as I said. I'll trim this down later. you need to do it on a flat surface and either use a plumb line or a straight edge, or even roll it backwards to a brick wall, and the distance from the wall where it touches the hugger from there to there, that's what you trim off. If I was doing it, I'd literally cut the tip right off and use that shape as my marker to mark the cut line, so it follows that nice profile for, you know, the correct length and shape. Right, once you're satisfied with the length and position, it's really time to get these buckles cinched down to the correct position. So the buckle itself you want tucked up around the back of the hugger, pulled up right into the back there. That gives you loads of Velcro to wrap, and it also leaves a nice little tab for when you want to take it off again. It keeps the open end of the hugger out of all the mud and muck, so it can be refitted quickly and easily. As you can see, that's just one side and it's solid. Okay, so once you've got them all on and you've cinched up the last one, check it's nice and stiff. That's absolutely solid. It's straight in line with the tyre. You're ready to get out and ride. Enjoy the trails, and thanks for watching. Cheers.